What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we got an absolutely insane woman right here. The title of this clip says, "Entitled Black Liberal Crashes Out on Officer Tatum." So they're going to debate a whole bunch of stuff like abortion, student loan forgiveness, but that's not even the best part. This woman absolutely loses her mind. She's probably one of the craziest black liberals that has debated him or Charlie Kirk. I mean, this was insane. Let's get into it.
Hi. So the first thing I want to say, just this kind of piggybacks off of his question, is that under President Biden, I'm a public librarian, I'm a children's librarian, and my debt was all forgiven under President Biden.
Okay.
For my undergraduate, where I went to the Howard University, and also my graduate, my master's, which I went here to the University of Washington. So I just want to say that the public debt relief, it is real. You're looking at someone who has received it, as well as over 1 million people who have. But I know that it has made an incredible difference in my life. But that's just to say, shout out to that. My question though, for you, is what is your stance around abortion?
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is, because let me just preface this by saying I'm 51 years old, okay? I have 2 beautiful children. I have a 14-year-old and a 6-year-old that I had at 44. Good. My husband and I, after we had our son, we tried for a long time to have a second baby. Mm-hmm. And when I was finally able to have another, to get pregnant again, that child was diagnosed with holoprosencephaly, a lobar holoprosencephaly, meaning that where the fetal brain is supposed to look like a butterfly, her brain looked like a horseshoe. Okay? So I had an abortion at 17 weeks. And I know that the doctors told me if I was able to carry her to term, she would probably be stillborn or only live for a few minutes or a few days at that. I made the choice to terminate that pregnancy. And it infuriates me that there are women and girls all around this nation who are in the same position that I found myself in, or these are women or girls who have been raped, who have been molested by family members, and they are being forced because of their zip code to carry these pregnancies to term. So I want to know, how does this keep America great? Okay. If you're forcing girls and women to have pregnancies that they either do not want, cannot afford, or in my case, you are having children that are born with all kinds of abnormalities.
Okay, great question. Let me start with the first one. I do not think that loan forgiveness is fair to
Margaret Sanger will be so proud.
Everybody. Because what about the people like myself, which my graduate degree I paid off? Mm-hmm. Where's my money at? A lot of these other people that worked while they were in college to pay a debt that they agreed to assume, and they don't get any benefit from it.
I'm a public librrian, sir.
I'm just saying.
I work for the people. Me and Kamala have only had one. We've only had one client that we've ever worked for, and that's the people.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that for all the people that have worked hard, just like you did, mm-hmm. but paid their loan off, mm-hmm. what do they get in return?
I was paying my loans?
No, I'm saying that they paid it off. They paid it off. What do they get in return? They got screwed.
Cool.
No,
I want to hear what you have to say about abortion,
I'm going to get to that point. You asked me 2 times.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to that point.
No, I didn't ask that first one.
Well, you made a statement.
I made a statement. Okay, my second one was a question.
I want to rebut your statement, and then I'm going to get to the board. I got plenty of time. Okay?
All right.
So the first portion is that I don't think it's right that they just completely are going to forgive, and they say they're going to forgive. That's going to go on the taxpayer dollar. They didn't really forgive you. They're going to assume that debt that the taxpayer had to pay for.
I'm a public
librarian.
Of that
is free.
I'm a librarian.
I hear what you're saying, but at the end of the day, it's not fair to do that. They're only buying votes by saying they're going to forgive your student loans.
I'm a librarian.
Ma'am, that's not an argument.
No, it's the fact. I'm a librarian.
Well, they're good for you.
Yeah, great.
Thank you for your service.
Not just good for me.
Can we continue the conversation?
It's great. It's great for community.
Now, listen. They only did that to buy votes. That's all they did.
I'm a librarian.
They want to make sure that young people are enthusiastic about voting for them, so they go, we're going to forgive you of this, we're going to forgive you of that. Mm-hmm. It's not good for the national debt. It's not good for the country.
The national
and
debt.
It's not fair.
Trump ran up. Okay, I'm a librarian though, but go ahead.
I'm like, are you trolling me? Are you really think that I'm a librarian is argument?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Let me move to the abortion thing. Abortion is essentially murder. Do you agree with that?
No, I do not.
killing of the unborn.
No,
do you agree
I
with
do
that?
not. I don't.
Well, what is it called? What are you doing to the baby inside of you?
It's not a baby, it's a fetus.
A fetus is a human. A fetus is a baby.
A fetus is a human.
It is a small child.
It's a fetus. It's a
You
fetus
can
is
say
not
whatever
a,
you want to say. You have 2 children already, right?
I do.
You didn't think it was just a fetus when you wanted the children, correct? They weren't just a fetus. There was a gender reveal. There was an excitement.
There was a point in the pregnancy when they were fetuses.
Right. There's a pregnancy test that you were excited about. I'm assuming that you and your husband had both children. If not, whoever you had the children with, you were excited. From the time that conception happened to the time that those babies were birthed, you were excited and you believed that they meant something from start to finish. Am I right? Am I wrong? I have 2 children. They meant something to me ever since I found out that my wife was pregnant. They meant something to me and they have value.
Okay.
Now, I do understand the argument that if your child is deformed, that's a separate argument. However, I believe that you should have the baby and take it to term because not every single situation.
That is your belief.
That's fine.
And
That's actually a great point, because as somebody that knows 2 people that had children where the doctors initially told them that they were not gonna live to see the age of 1. The doctors literally told them, we don't think that this child is gonna survive. Both of them are in their 30s and 40s right now. Both of them. So doctors can make mistakes. It's just best to let the course take its course, essentially. If the doctors tell you, hey, they might not make it, and the key word is might, well, you should find out if they do make it. So that whole argument, well, we don't want to bring in a child that's deformed or terminally ill or that's not going to survive birth. Well, you can't make that determination. Doctors can be wrong and have been wrong. So let it play its course.
And you have a belief too.
And I do.
We disagree.
But what I'm saying, yeah, we can disagree on that. But what I'm saying is your beliefs then should not mandate what other people do with their bodies.
You know,
there is no law
it's
in
called
America.
voting.
There is no
It's
law
called
in
voting.
America
I'm gonna
that
vote.
mandates what men do with
Yeah, it
their
is.
bodies.
Yes, it is.
What law is that, sir?
The draft.
The draft.
Yes.
Okay.
Therefore, the government can control whether or not, well, I'm too old to go to the draft, but some of these young people that are on college campus, the government can tell you, we're going to war and you're going to fight and you're going to die for this country.
Okay.
They have no choice. They control the male body through the government.
But there is no law where the government gets to determine whether or not the contents of your uterus.
Let's put it in this perspective.
Pushing the goalpost.
Is it fair to your husband, just say the baby was healthy? The perspective of the baby was healthy, because medical doctors make mistakes all the time. They can say that the baby is going to come out abnormal or something like that, and the baby can be born normal.
Yeah.
Fine.
Facts.
They make mistakes. So you took a chance on them being right.
So there was no chance.
Okay, you took a chance on them being right.
There was amniocentesis. There was all kinds of. It wasn't a chance.
You took a chance.
There
on
wasn't
them
a
being
chance,
wrong.
sir. There wasn't a chance.
Okay,
there were all kinds of scans. There was there wasn't a chance.
It's still a chance.
It wasn't a chance. It was not a chance.
Let's move on. So you and your husband, just say the baby was reported to be
fetus.
healthy.
Mm-hmm.
The baby.
The fetus.
Fetus.
Okay.
All of us were fetuses.
At one point,
Okay.
yes, that's a scientific fact. Including that dog was a fetus at one point. Yes, it was a canine fetus. Yes.
Okay.
So what's the point?
What I'm saying is that it's still like the value doesn't change because the baby is born or not. The baby still has the exact same value in the womb as the baby does when it's born.
But this is what I'm saying,
That is a fact. Now let's put it in perspective. Your husband and you both are going to have a healthy baby. Is it fair to your husband that just say that you don't want the baby, that you can go and end the baby's life and your husband has no say?
It is my body.
Is that fair?
It is
but
my
that
body.
is his baby too.
But it's in my body.
Yeah, but it's still his baby.
It's in
his DNA is in your body. That baby has his DNA in your body.
Period. Is
that not fair?
You know what? I was just at the African American History Museum in DC. No, and I'm gonna get to my point here. And I'm reading about the enslaved in the Low Country. That's where my people are from, the Geechee Gullah part of South Carolina.
Okay.
And I'm reading about what their lives were like. These are people that had no autonomy and no agency over their body, whether they were raped, whether their children were sold from them. What I'm telling you is, it is my body. It is not my husband's body. It is not.
The
it
baby
is not
in
the
you
rapist's
is not your body.
No, it is my body.
But
it cannot live outside of my body. It is a part of my body. The fetus. I'm talking about the fetus.
That argument doesn't work because when the baby is born, it still can't live without you.
body.
Can the baby, when it's born, live without you?
The baby, yes.
No, it cannot.
Yes, it can.
How's
Other
the
people
baby
can
gonna
take care
live?
of the baby. They can give the baby formula. They can do all of that.
Oh my God, this woman is insufferable. Oh my God.
Yeah, but it has to. It can't just live on its own.
Well, yeah, some adult, not necessarily me, but some adult has to care for it. See, that
It
is
has
a
to be-
porous,
No,
ridiculous
that's not
argument.
true.
What I'm saying
the
is,
baby still
up
needs
until the
you.
point of viability,
When is
the
viable?
fetus,
When is the baby viable?
You know what? I've made my point here.
No. When is the baby viable?
No,
When
sir.
is viability?
I've made my point.
If your point is viability, then you're gonna have to change your point almost every year.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Because 50 years ago, a baby could not be born as early as they can be today with modern technology.
Okay.
So was it not viable then, and it's also viable now, and is now viable?
But okay,
The
so
argument, it's a moot point. The bottom line with
exactly.
abortion is that it's selfish.
It's a moot
The
point.
abortion is selfish.
So you think it was selfish?
It is selfish.
What do I owe my child that is alive then if I give birth to if I give birth to a child that does not have the frontal part of her brain?
So if the baby is diagnosed or to have Down syndrome, should you be able to abort the baby?
No, I'm not talking about Down syndrome.
let's say Down syndrome.
I'm not, no, because
Abortion
that's
is-
easy.
if
I'm
you
talking
wanna-
about a low bar
If you-
holoprosencephaly.
let's-
say it with me.
let's argue- let's
low
argue-
bar holoprosencephaly.
Are you trying to make a rap now? Okay,
I can.
let's argue this
I can.
point.
No, I'm talking about
Okay,
a child that is not born with the HQ.
Let's agree to this.
With the frontal lobe.
Now let's agree to this.
Yes.
Let's agree to this.
I'm
if a
talking
baby
about.
let's agree
I'm
to this.
talking about catastrophic.
Can we agree
I'm
on
not
this?
talking about Down syndrome.
Let's do that. Let's agree.
Okay, so go ahead.
Let's
Talk
ag-
about a low
Can
bar
I speak?
holoprosencephaly.
Let's agree.
Go ahead.
Let's agree real quick. Let's say that every child that is born with that disability, which
A
means
low
that
bar
they,
holoprosencephaly.
which I haven't researched it, but
Christ.
let's assume that they may be stillborn when they're born.
Okay.
Let's just stick to that one. Every woman who has that condition can have an abortion, and no other women can have abortions. Would you agree to that?
No, I would not.
So then what are the other women doing?
I believe
So
that
you
any
get the
woman,
bump and grind and pump and sweat with no consequences. Is that what you're
Sir,
saying?
But every woman who pumps and grinds, there are women where it was forced upon them.
Okay,
it was girls where it was
eliminate. Okay,
forced
let's
upon
say
them.
that those women, we agree that they're exempt.
No.
But everybody else no abortion.
No.
Why?
Any woman, any
She's not gonna agree
girl
to
For
anything.
any reason
who
can kill their
decides
baby.
that they want to have an abortion
For
should
any
be
reason.
allowed to do
That's
that.
insane.
That reason is her business.
No, it's not.
It is her business. It is not your
Let me
business.
tell
It
you
is
how-
not my
let
business.
me tell you how
it
you
is
can do-
her business.
Let's do some math.
period.
Let's
now
do
you
some-
know what I gotta do?
Let's do
I gotta
some
go.
math.
No, because I'm a librarian. I gotta go and do a librarian thing right now. So peace. Peace.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you have it. That's the end of that nonsense. Woo, I was losing IQ points just listening to that lady. Let's read some of the comments here. So the first comment says, guys, I think she's a librarian. What was that? What was that about? What was that about? What about the librarians that actually paid their own student loans, right? That's what this whole argument doesn't make any sense. What about all the other so-called public servants, right? Because that's the argument that she's trying to make, is I'm a public servant, so I should be able to get my student loans forgiven, which is nonsense. But let's just say all of the student loans that were forgiven or that were paid back by the public servants, do those people get a refund? Do they get their money back? How does that work? Right? The logic is just not there. It's not consistent. Somebody says this woman is a proof that a degree doesn't make you smart. Somebody says, what kind of librarian can't stay quiet for 2 seconds? Yo, a librarian that don't know how to shut up is crazy. Somebody says she thinks she's a brain surgeon. I'm a librarian during my university years. I was a librarian during my university years, and it was the simplest, lamest job I've ever had in my 58 years of life. And you went and got a master's degree to be a librarian? We're paying off a bachelor's and a master's degree for you to be a librarian? How much do librarians make? What, 50K? 50K? You went and got a master's degree for 50K? That's crazy to me. Somebody says, we paid for her master's degree. We are owed, right, we are owed a refund. Like, what? And then even after you got your bachelor's and you became a librarian, you went and got your master's, you didn't decide to elevate your career. You didn't decide to move up in the ranks and become a teacher or own a library. Somebody says, this lady's insufferable. Somebody says, we paid her loan off, not Biden. Yeah, exactly right. This is nonsense. Nonsense. The only people, in my opinion, that should get their loans forgiven are public servants that put their life in danger, right? Like firefighters, police officers, military service, right? Not a damn librarian, in my opinion. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you think librarians should get their student loans forgiven or not? Let's talk about this video in the comment section. Hope you enjoy the content, guys. Hit the like button. And of course, if you're brand new, consider hitting subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.